Let me see. Let me go to the live chat over here. Oh, I thought I could see it. 1 second. Just bear with me for a moment. It takes some time to, for things to really. Okay, good. So I'll make sure there's no feedback. Okay, so I took the sound off. Okay. All right. So I hope it's moving along. Yeah, I see my hand, but I don't know. Well, I'm gonna just move on. So anyway, so with the daily quick jot journal, it's a quick journal, a small journal rather, that can fit inside of a Bible. You see, like this right here, I can fit this in here. So I have a lot of journals, and some of them are this size. Here's another one this size. Some I've made. Um, but this journal that I want to make, I don't want it to be so bulky because I do want it to fit inside, just like the first one I showed you, or something like this, really thin. And it's just something I'm gonna use for like around 10 days to track something that I have to jot down daily. It's not for a lot of writing. And so I said, it was on my heart. Just do it as a Facebook Live, as a demo for anyone that watches my YouTube channel, that knows I'm on Facebook, or maybe somebody may come across this video in the future and they want to make a journal, but they want to do it in a way that's very simple. Tonight, when this demo that I'm showing, it's not like using a lot of arts and craft product like ink and stencils, because I wanted it to be for anyone, and it has to be things that most likely somebody would have in their home. If someone does not do a lot of like art journaling or arts and crafts, I wouldn't expect them to have like stencils and a bunch of stickers and fabric paint and all these different other types of products. So again, it's going to be using items that most likely anyone may have in their home, whether they do arts and crafts or not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some of the things that I'm going to be using. So hold on. First off, of course, is some print paper. Now, making this journal, you can use cardstock, you can use cardboard, there's so many things you can use to make a journal. But again, it's the basic things that most likely anyone would have in their home. So this is regular printer paper. Okay. Also, this all, okay, someone may not have this. So I'm not going to use this. I'm going to try to stay away from that because that's not a common object. A trimmer, that's not a common object. So I'm going to have to stick with a scissors. Yeah, scissors. Scissors, eraser, that's common. Pencil, a Sharpie, that's even common, right? Needle and thread. This is weaving needle. This is weaving thread, and this is a thick needle. No, this is not a weaving needle. It's just a big needle. And this is weaving thread. Regular thread will work. Um, a ruler, that's a common object. Some markers. I think that may most likely, especially if people have children, they may have this. And it's basic washable markers. It's not any fancy type of Copic markers or anything of that sort. Also, um, this is stickers, but I'm not going to use the stickers because, like I said, it's very simple. But I just have this for the plastic. So any type of piece of plastic you may have, because we'll need it. You'll see why in as the video goes on. And then a book with some paper, an old book that you don't mind using, to rip out some paper and use it in this project. This is an old book, old vintage book that I use for my art. Um, Glue stick. Okay, that's like a common object, glue stick, or maybe even some glue if you don't have a glue stick. And I am going to use a paintbrush. Now, I don't know, that may not be, I don't think that's much of a common object, a common product that someone will have in a home, unless they have children that do like water paint or something like that. But I am going to show how to use your finger in the event that you do not have a brush. So I think that's all of the items that I'll be using. And if you want like a cup of tea, maybe you have coffee or tea. I'm drinking some tea. This is caramel on coconut tea, Girl Scout tea. And I didn't put any sugar. I have this flavoring that's no sugar, sugar free. It's vanilla. It's good. It's by Tarani. So, okay, so this shouldn't be too quick. I'm gonna put my Bible here to the side for a moment. And yeah, we're gonna need that. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move all these items out of the way. And first thing first. So I'm going to be jotting something for 10 days. Now, when I say quick jot, I think this journal is going to last longer than 10 days, but I'm just going to just push myself to jot in here 10 days. And I'm doing other journaling activities, but a jot is just something that you write down really, really quick. Okay. And it doesn't have to be long. And like I said, I'm tracking something. I'm not going to go into what I'm tracking, but I am going to track something for 10 days. And I'm going to be jotting it in here. And yeah, so I actually have 8 pieces of paper. Here's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here is 3. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking these 3 and I'm going to fold it, right? But I am going to use this as a cover because it's very thin. This paper, this is copy paper. Remember, I'm not using any cardstock or anything like that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to start to glue these pages down. Okay, so I'm using the glue stick, as you can see, and I'm just gluing it. If you have regular glue, you can use glue too. Just glue it down. Yeah, that's one. Glue it together. Okay, so that's all right. This side now. Okay. And it's a, remember, this is a very simple DIY journal. Anybody can make this. So that side is stuck down together. So this is like the front cover and the back cover. Right? Make sure. This up, I'll use it for the back. Okay, let me glue this down. Okay. All right. That's one side and back. And that's just to give it some thickness because it is copy paper. You know, and if you are someone that do a lot of arts and crafts and you have like cardstock and cardboard or harder paper, go ahead and you can use that. You know, you don't have to use paper. But I do um I create a lot of YouTube videos, and I look at a lot of them, and there's a lot of things I want to make, but sometimes I don't have the product. So I'm like, you know what? When I come across videos that they show um, how you can make something, and it's not like high these high end products, you know, and I'm happy about that. So I figure I should get back in that way too. So as you see, everything is stuck together. So that's my front and the back, and of course I'll have the inserts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit of decorating. So before I put the pages in, because again this is print paper and it's very thin, and even though I just glued 3 together, it still may be I think it's still thin. It's copy paper, you know. And I'm not using any gesso or anything like that, because again this is for common, anyone can create this using common household products or things they may have at home. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of these papers, this old vintage book, right? And I'm going to, I'm not going to cut it up. I'm going to make it look a little vintage, like, you know, I like mixed media art, so I don't like the edges sometimes over crisp. So I'm doing that, right? Okay. Lay that down, okay? So, okay. So I'm going to be doing all of this down, and yeah. So it doesn't have to be or perfect, like the words going in the same direction. You don't have to do that. Um, so as you see that. So if you don't have text, or you might be someone that don't want to use text. Some people feel bad about using books in art, but I don't. Especially if it's something that I've read and then I just want to use it in my art for the backgrounds. I do it. Okay, and so, but I'm sorry, but if you don't have text, you can use like what is that? Um, you can use magazines. You can draw, make your own drawing. It doesn't have to be. Um, hold on 1 second. I gotta get some more paper. It doesn't have to be something already printed. You can create it yourself. So, what's this here? Oh, okay, I'm really trying to stay away from anything that's like high-end products, because you know, like I said, what the purpose is. I want anybody that watches this to be able to make it. Anybody, don't matter. Very simple. Okay, so we have this. Alrighty. Okay. See, when it's a YouTube video, you can pause it and then, you know, pause it, I'm back. But that won't be happening today because this is live. Okay. Maybe I'll do it like this. Okay. Yeah. I'll do it like that. And so I think I need to start gluing some of this down. So let me I'm trying not to use any Mod Podge or anything like that or glue, because again, I could use Elmer's glue because Elmer's glue is a basic product. Somebody might have that, but you know what? I'm gonna stick with the glue stick. Okay. And you know what? It's not gonna look like it's store bought. That's not the whole purpose for this. This is DIY. And sometimes when you make something, and even if it has that like chippy kind of look, I don't know. Like for me, I like that because it's like it shows that it's handmade and it has a special touch to it. That's just my opinion. You know, some people like stuff to look pristine, and I think I do like some things that look pristine too, depending upon what it is and when. But then there are times where you know that don't matter to me, and that's what's happening here with this. God is good, and so
I am actually letting some of the text that I want to show um, be there. Okay, the father. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there. So, and I know it's hanging off the edges, and you'll see in a moment. Once I get everything down, why I did that. So I'm liking that so far. Then I'm gonna go here. Okay. Here, send it to heaven. That's right there. So that part. And then let's see what we have here. Okay. And I'll put this there. Alright. And if something lifts up, you can always put it down later. Put it back down. So, but I am going to, God willing, I should say, make a video at another time with, you know, higher end products because I do have some high end products, but that will come soon enough. Okay, so now I'm going to put this here. Let me put it. Okay, this is here. Put this here. Okay, gluing it down, gluing it down. Okay, now, okay, this goes, put this here. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I'm stepping out the box and doing this on my page. I go to other people's pages and do things, but and sometimes I say, you know, because I don't have that many people in my group, and I don't advertise it like that either. Who come? Sometimes I do, but then sometimes it's just like just relax about it because us. I'm not trying to be famous or anything like that. Just like to share, and whoever comes across it can see it. And so, you know, then I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with a whole bunch of comments and all that stuff. So sometimes I think that's why it's just, best. But not to say like I wouldn't welcome more people because I will. Yeah. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do something on my page. That was on my heart. Always in somebody else's page doing something. But sometimes you feel like, oh, what's the sense of doing it if it's not a lot of people? But sometimes that's not what it's about. Sometimes it's the experience and just stepping out and trying new things that God puts on our hearts. And so, okay, I don't mind it being some blank part. Let me see this. Okay, and so, alrighty, alrighty. What's this? Oh, where's that piece I had? It was there right here. Right. Go it down. So, I think out of everything, that's the most like no. Well, no, put the lines. This video is gonna be up for a moment. I think it's not gonna be too quick. It's a quick jot journal, but to make it, it's gonna take a few minutes. It's gonna take a bit. Not too long, but it's gonna take a bit. And I think this will be good here. Even though it's a blank spot, I don't mind that. And let me see what's lifting up over here. Something's lifting up, so I can fix it. We got this glue. We fix that piece right there. Oops. Good. And put this down. Maybe I'll leave the whole thing. Good. I'll probably put some in here. Draw something there. That'll be the. That's actually the back. Okay. So now, good. So let me clean this up. Right. And put that up here. I hope I'm in frame. Let me. Yeah, I'm in frame. Okay. So let me get all of this mess up. Put this in the garbage so it won't be in the way. Okay. Okay. Get this book here out the way. Alrighty. Put this glue stick over here. Alright. And do I need to wipe this surface off? Yeah, I think so. Let me wipe off my surface for a moment because it's got has glue on it. And I don't want it to get on the other pages. So I like to clean as I go. Um, okay. So, alright. Alright. Okay. So, next step. Alrighty. Next step is to trim. Let me just burnish. You could take a credit card or old card or something and just make sure you burnish everything down. Right. Or you could use your or the back of a scissors. Let me see just in case somebody don't have that scissors. Just saying, make sure it's all down. So now that I got that there, I'm going to oh, you can see my hair in there. My hair is not done, so I'm not in the camera. Okay, my art is so right now what I'm doing is trimming off the excess around the page. So I did because it could be a I, I I glued it hanging off so it could be like a fine edge with it. You may have to glue it down some more, but that's okay once you cut it. But you always go back in with the glue and seal it back down. And this is Mod Podge, I think, but everybody may not have Mod Podge. That's not a common household product. Okay, so see, it's yeah, that's looking good around the edges there. Let's go around, cut this. All right, that's good right there. I'm liking it so far. And adding this extra paper, it's actually making it thicker. It's making it thicker. Right. So now I think I'm going to try to share this video in my reading group. So let me see if I can share it. Let me see, it's loading. So now, look at that. I like that. So now I'm going to fold it back over, right? And then we see it's like sticking up a little bit, but again, you can burnish it down with your fingers or, one second, let me do share. I'm going to be bold enough to put this on my page.
Okay, and so yeah, let me share on a page. Let me share to I'll share it on my public page. I'm gonna share on my timeline, and I'm gonna share it on my I'm gonna share it on my timeline, and I'm also gonna share it in my group. So it's loading. I'm sharing it from my computer. So look, so there we go. So far, that's what we have. And again, that extra paper, it thickened it. Okay, I'm loving this. I kind of don't even want to, a part of me don't even want to do the coloring part, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the next step for this is, I'm going to lay it flat out, and you see these markers? I'm going to do like a watercolor technique to put some color on the pages, the pieces of paper that I just laid down on the cover, I just made. So let me go back here and see if I could share this again. Share it on my group. Share it in my group. 1 second, and we will see. Simple DIY, quick daily quick jot journal for anyone that wants to be epic, creative, and do some jotting, some journaling. So, um, let me show you this technique real quick. So again, using everyday household object items, a marker is something that most likely anyone will probably have in their home, especially if they have children. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm laying the color down, right? So I have some water here. 1 second. Hold on. My group. Sharing my group. What group I'm going to share it? Okay, my reading group. This is taking a while to load. So watch what I'm gonna. Okay, 1 second. Group. Avid. Avid. Okay. So I'm gonna take this water now, put it here. Now, like I said, since I said every day, I'm not gonna use my I'm not gonna go ahead and use my paintbrush or watercolor brush because everyone may not have that. So for everyday items, somebody may have a piece of plastic, lay down the marker, put some water, and just turn it over just to add the color. You see, even if you want to use your hand. So if you don't have a paintbrush or something, look, that's another option. 1 second. Okay, right? So I'm gonna do it again. Look, and that is mixed media style, as you can see, right? I don't have a paintbrush. Okay, no problem. I could still get the color on you. Look at that. There we go. Right? And like I said, it can look chippy. It's okay. You know, if you're not the type of person that needed to look all perfect and you like that handmade look or abstract look, mixed media look, you're fine. Right? And so, okay. So again, I'm gonna add some water. Here we go. Adding some water to the plastic. Right? I could take my fingers and do it if I want, but no, I'm just gonna do that. Look at that. There we go. Right? I love it. I just love it. I want to put some more red and orange in the back, and then they say you're not supposed to mix purple and, oh no, that's not purple, no, purple, no. I'll make brown. Okay, put some water, some more water, right? Take it here, flip it over. Okay, alrighty. Let me put some orange now. You see, there's so many things you can do if you don't have like paint brushes and You know, we're not as limited as we think. This here, sometimes. This color right here. I wish I had another. I think I have another orange marker because this one, see, Crayola is much better. This is what? This is a much cheaper kind, but you know what? I'm not gonna spend all day trying to get orange down. Okay, so you know what? I do wanna, let me put the tops back on these. Okay, so that was the purpose for the markers when I showed in the beginning. So you see the difference? This is a Crayola. Crayola is a good brand. It's washable, but it's a good brand marker. Okay, put some water, more water, and then I'm gonna lay it down. Lay it down here, lay it down, lay it down here, lay it down. Okay, so, yep, that's looking kind of chippy, and it's fine. I may just do that. Yep, there you go, with the finger. And remember, it's not supposed to look like, if you want a handmade journal, you just go to the store and buy one. But I mean, not a handmade, a regular, those perfect journals. You can go buy one. But you want something handmade, mixed media like, you can just DIY. Do it, do it yourself, right? I remember when I first started doing all these types of art and stuff. I really thought I needed all the products that I would see in the videos, but then um, after a while, I started experimenting and looking at other videos where they do like budget friendly crafting. I started realizing that you don't really need a bunch of high end products unless that's what you want. And I have a lot of high end products, but still I like to use um experiment and use regular everyday household items. That's fun. It's more and it challenges you to use things in a way that you never would have thought of using them. So let me clean off my workspace because I don't like it when it's messy when I'm doing a project. Oh God. All right, so I have my leg propped up here because sitting in this chair for a long time with your knees, with my knees bended, I know it's not the best thing. So moving right along. Normally, what I would do is I would use my heating gun, which is this, and dry it. But again, this is a simple do-it-yourself handmade journal and using products that someone most likely will have in their house, whether they are someone that purchases a lot of arts and craft products or someone that's into art. These products most likely a person will have in their home. A heat gun, I don't know about that. I think that's more of a art tool. So I would not necessarily, not saying that someone won't have it, but it is not a common everyday household product to have a heat gun in your house, unless you are a crafter or someone that does embossing or some type of art with it, carpenter or whatever, some type of artisan or something. So again, this may lift up. You can just glue it back down and burnish it down with your hand. Um, if I would have used Elmer's glue, it would have stuck down more. And normally I would use Mod Podge, but that's not a common everyday product, a household product. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let this dry. I just have to put it to the side and let it dry. However, um, it's not like there's not something else to do while it's drying. So you don't have a heat gun and you decide to make this at some point, just put it to the side and let it dry. Okay. Meanwhile, Now, remember the other 5 pages that I showed earlier, right? So I said I'm going to be tracking something for 10 days. I'm not sharing what that is. You can make this journal as thick as you want. However, like I said, it's not something to be bulky like this journal, whatever. It's something that you may want to just slip in your Bible or slip in your bag if you want to do some quick jots throughout the day and journaling. So, what I'm doing now, one second, I'm only using 5 pages, and this page is just regular printing paper. It has no lines. So, I have to print lines. Now, if you decide that you want to make this at some point, you can print line paper. You don't have to sit and make all these lines. Um, where's my pencil? And my lines don't have to be all that. One second, let me line. Now you may not have um a measuring glass like I do have here. But if you have a ruler, you can still you know make your lines. So I'm not gonna make my lines too thick, too thin. My space is too thin rather. So they go on. That's one, two, three, 4, 5. Ooh, let me, I like that for a second. 5. Okay, here we go. 6. A little crooked. Hmm, yeah, that's a little bit, but I'm not gonna stress that. Right, 7. All right, and my paper look kind of. Hold on, let me clean this better. Because if I get a smudge on my journal paper, oh boy, I know how to deal with that. I'll draw a picture over that thing in a hot minute. Yes, I would. Yes, I will. Okay, so that's one page. So, um, the imperfections when I'm doing things like this, it doesn't bother me because it is handmade. Um, and sometimes I think those little imperfections give it a special touch. So, I'm not gonna trip if something is a little uneven, whatever. Two. Oop, that's another line. So you can make your spaces as wide as you want. Um, I'll make it on a little bit thicker because it is a quick jot journal, so it's not a journal where I'm going to be writing a whole lot, like I'm writing a dissertation. I have journals for that. Okay, and this is just a quick. And but as I'm sitting here thinking, I would have preferred the lines to be a little bit, the spaces to be a little bit smaller, but for the sake of time, because um, this is taking a moment. I don't know how long I've been live now, maybe more than 30 minutes. So um, I do not want to be on here too long. And if it was a YouTube video, I would surely have um, probably pause this after showing the first sheet or so, and then start recording again once I went on to the next step. Or sometimes I record it all and then I just edit it. Yep, that's what I do sometimes. So far they're 3 pages, and as you see, I'm not going all the way to the end, but it's okay. You get the gist of it if you do it as you want. So, and I'm gonna try to remember to put a list of all the items that I used that I stated it in the beginning of this video. So if you're watching this and you came in like in the middle, it's like, what is Samantha doing? You can always look back at the video from the beginning. But I will say it's a DIY. It's a very simple journal using common products that someone may have in their house. So if someone wants to be a bit more creative and they like to write and journal, um, how to do it, how to make one. A simple. This is very simple. Very simple. No high-end products are being used here.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something where anybody could do it. Anyone could create it. And they most likely will already have these products in their home. Um, and it's called a daily quick jot journal. But someone may choose to use it for something different. You use it for whatever you see fit to use it for. But yeah, so and I like to use different things like stickers and stencils, all that, but I can't use that for this video. At some point I will do a video with that, but this video is not for that. 1 second. Okay. So after I put all the lines, all right. So I think I did all 5 pages. Oh, Jesus, I gotta do the back. Okay, so let me not. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm sorry, that this is gonna take a moment because I have to do the backs. I do. I do. I do. I do. It's okay. Maybe I should do 1 page at a time. Okay. Yeah, I do 1 page at a time. It's just better. All right. Let me move up some. Yeah, because it is front and back, so well, I don't want to play. I will play some music, but Facebook, when you do live videos, you have to be very careful because in even if your videos are pre-recorded, you have to be very careful that you don't with the music that's playing in the background because if it's copyrighted music, they will take that video down and I got blocked 2 times on YouTube, not YouTube on Facebook because the background music. And I wasn't trying to steal nobody's music. And I think even one time I put up like the music is not mine and no copyright infringement is intended. However, they still they still took the video down and they blocked me. I couldn't put up any videos and I couldn't go live for like a day. This was a few months ago. And I was like, oh my God, like and then when I went on a forum to find out how to like deal with that, there were so many people that they had been blocked for like a year, for months. And I was like, oh well, I guess I'll just have to put up YouTube videos because if that's what they're gonna do. Then I realized when I read some information, they'll send you something and they'll ask you if this was helpful. What I read in the forum is if you respond to that, and you respond to that, it lets them know that you made a decision to look into the issue and gain some understanding on what not to do or what you can do. And so when you click that button, it is helpful. It helps to for them to unblock you. So I did that. And one time I put up something. The second time it happened, I really thought that the music wasn't copyrighted because I went on YouTube and I looked for house music that was not copyrighted, gospel house music because I like gospel house music that was not copyrighted.
and I got some videos, and I downloaded them. But for whatever reason, it came up on Facebook as copyrighted, and once again they blocked me. So after that, now I'm very leery about any music I put on the background um on Facebook. So while I'm doing this video, if there's moments of silences, um silent if there are moments when I'm silent, I apologize for that. But you know, what can I do? So I am thinking about what can I talk about. Um, I'll share something about art. I know for me, art is very, very therapeutic. You know, and making things, it's therapeutic. I mean, for me, it is anyway. Um, you know, and it gives you an opportunity to express, your own creative self. How God made us creative. You know, it's not. The more I think about it, as I grow in the Lord, it's not. It's now a no brainer to me why many of us have such a strong desire to be creative because we are made in the image of God, and God is a creator. He gave us gifts and talents, and they're meant to be expressed. They're not meant to be buried. And when I believe when a person is not given an opportunity or outlet to express their gifts, it can drive them bonkers. They may not even know why they act out or be frustrated. Like it's just like not being able to do something that you enjoy doing, um, and not having an outlet. It can be very frustrating, um, because it's a pent up creative energy that's not good. And so we're made in the image of God. These lines are not the same as the other ones on the other page, but you know what? Like I said, I am not going to drive myself crazy trying to be perfect with this because this is handmade and it is fun. Not only is it therapeutic, art for me is therapeutic, but it's also fun. But I realize if I try to be perfect and try to work, if I even start thinking like, oh, what is somebody going to think about it that see it? Right there, the joy is zapped out of it. I said, I gotta let go of that. That is not what this is about. Okay, so now I have lines on each page for my daily quick jot journal, DIY handmade journal. And so I'm going to fold it. And then I'm gonna burnish it. Like you can use this, you can use the back of the scissors, or you can use a card. I always prefer using these old cards that I have. And it's gonna look a bit grungy, and that's okay because it's handmade. And it's a simple, simple DIY, right? So I have this here, right? One second. Let me roll this down. I don't think this scotch. I don't know. I think I prefer Elmer's glue stick. But then again, that could just be the way I glued it down. I don't think I got to the edges too good. If you are watching this video now, if you got in the middle of it, you'll see in the beginning what I did to thicken up the pages because we're not using any cardstock because cardstock to me is not an everyday a common household product. But printer paper may be because somebody may have a printer. Or you can even use notebook paper. I gave some options in the beginning, even if you don't have what is it like old text to even do this technique that I did here. And as you can see, it's like a little bit grungy here growing up. Now, no, oh god, it's a little bit of grungy right here, and it's flipping up. I was about to say growing up. It's um coming up a little bit. I'll glue it down. Normally, what I would do is I would use some Mod Podge.
And I'm telling you now, it's just like I'm itching to use that my pod. I'm just so itching. I may use it when I once I get off the camera. I may put it down, but for the purposes of making this video, that wouldn't be right to use it, especially if I said everyday household common products. So now that I did the inserts and we did the cover, I did the cover rather. Now it's time to assemble it. Right? Look at this. Very simple. Do, 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 do. All right. And so this is real basic. Um, I have this, remember I said this thread. Now you can use regular thread for this, right? But this is weaving thread I have, and this is a big needle. Now, normally what I would do, I have like book things that you can use to make a book, like hooks and binder clips and different things. And this all this is what you can use to make a hose for a book. And this thing is sharp. It goes through a lot of pages. However, that's not something that that's not a I don't think that's not a common everyday product, a common household product rather. So I'm not gonna use a awl to make the hose. I'm going to have to just get the needle in there. Okay, let's see. So I'm tied the edges of the end of this um right here. Okay, and so let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try to find the middle. So you could take the time to measure that out if you want, but I'm not going there with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this needle through, right? So I just did that, and so we'll have this here, right? And then I'm going to go in, back in. Should I go back in this way? You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna go right back in. Okay, so I'm here now. So I'm gonna go right back in, not too close, but close enough because I don't want the paper. Because this is printer paper. It's not thick card stock paper or mixed media paper, so I don't want it to rip. So you see that? And so you see it's a little stitch right there. So this is handmade, so it's okay for it to look, you know, a little whimsical, wonky, grungy. Okay, so I have that like that. Good. And now I'm gonna go right back in, not too close, close enough. This is a thick needle, so it's very helpful, right? And so now I'm gonna go under. Now I'm gonna go over here. I went under the first line from the first two stitches I did. Now I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go. So basically what I'm doing, you don't have you sew it however you're comfortable sewing it. I'm not going to, you don't have to stitch it this way. You can stitch it however you're comfortable as long as you stitching it in. And I think most people know how to make a stitch where where it's sticking, where it's staying, rather not sticking but staying. So look at that, right? And it was very simple. So then, and if you, I mean, YouTube, they have some videos where they're very detailed on how they show you how to stitch for making journals. I don't do that. I just go ahead and um, stitch it the way that I'm comfortable stitching it. But I did see someone make a journal that I'm interested in making, and it's a certain way you have to do the binding. So I know at some point I'm gonna have to really pay attention to that that kind of stitching. But anyway, so now I'm gonna cut this, and then I'm gonna make a couple more knots, right?
And I think my tea is getting a bit cold. But put that there. I'm gonna make another knot. Okay. And I'm gonna clip it. Clip. Right. Now I could have left that and put a make use it as a book, put it up here, use it as a bookmark. It's so many things that you can do, but so now you see this. So now we see there's some pages sticking out on the side there. That tends to happen. So what you can do is you can trim that. So I am gonna trim that a bit. So I'm gonna do this. Take this right here, and I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit because I don't want it sticking out. So okay, and now I'm taking my scissors, and normally I would use a trimmer, but that's not a everyday. That's not a common household product. A trimmer. So right here, gotta use the scissors. Good. Right. So got that off. Hold on 1 second. That looks a little bit. All right. Right. And so now I'm gonna trim this. What's this? Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna trim this a little bit. Okay. Trim it. Trim. 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 Okay. Okay. So, all right. Good. Let me clear this off. All right. So I think that's about it. I'm not gonna do any embellishment or anything because that will not be fair. Because then it's not going to be a simple. Um, how can I say? It will no longer be a simple DIY with common household products. It'll turn into something else because everybody may not have stickers, whatever. But this and this is a little bit uneven, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not gonna. So this is the front cover. So you know, right here, um, you could just decorate it if you want. But I'm just gonna write. Right, I'm just gonna fill this front cover up with some words that the word that I love. Very simple, right? Very simple. Anybody could do this. Very simple. And you don't have to break the bank and buy a whole bunch of expensive art um products. It just right. So I did want to put where's my Sharpie? I did want to put a heart here. Okay. I gotta just take my time. Right. And hearts don't have to be perfect. I mean, okay. And what I like to do sometimes, just so I won't have to be bogged down with it being perfect, I just myself, I intentionally do something like that where I don't. Oh my God, I hope I'm not blocking.
I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't happening a lot because I'm looking at this. Lord Jesus. Let me back up some. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't happening a lot. Was that happening a lot? Somebody say something. I see Carrie join. Oh, oh, oh no. All right. Let me like. Okay. If that was happening a lot, I am so, so sorry. I really apologize. I really apologize for that. But anyway, so daily jot journal. Okay, so I'm gonna put daily. I was so engrossed into it. I wasn't even looking at the I wasn't even looking at the camera. Daily jot journal. Right? And then I got my and that's it. And like I said, I'll do that. So I hope I was not in blocking it a lot. Because then if that's the case, I'll do this video over. I'll do this live video over. It's all right though. Okay. And that, my dear friends, that's it. Look how simple anybody can make um, this journal. Look how simple. Look how simple. And like I had said earlier, I'm tracking something for 10 days, doing some quick jots. I have other journaling I'm doing, but this is for my quick jots. And look, I could just go right in my Bible. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's it. Look at that. It fit right in there. Because sometimes I don't want to carry both this to be jotting things down. And I already have other little journals. Like, look at my little journal right here. I have to take with me sometimes, little notes as a teacher, whatever. But I don't want to be mixing my personal thoughts in that and my little journals I have to take with me as a teacher, whatever. So this fits right in my Bible, and this also could just fit right in my bag, and it's not too bulky. So that's why I like it. But like I said, when I get off the camera, I'm probably going to go ahead and Mod Podge this, but I can't do that now because that would mess with the integrity of what I said the video was going to be about. So anyway, God bless you. I pray that this blesses someone. I know it will bless someone. It's blessing me. I know it'll bless someone. Whoever gets a chance, you learn something from it, get something out of it, and yeah, and that's it. Okay, and remember, Jesus loves you. God bless you. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.